Everyone called him lazy, but he had a secret no one saw coming. Watch till the end. This story will change how you see success. Let me tell you the story of the farmer everyone misjudged. Once, there was a farmer who lived in a small village. Everyone in the village called him the laziest man they had ever seen. While other farmers would wake up before sunrise and work in their fields all day long, this farmer would sleep until late morning and spend most of his day sitting under a tree, watching his neighbors work hard in the scorching sun. Because of this, all the villagers would mock him and say, "Look at that lazy farmer. He will never amount to anything. His crops will fail and he will starve." One day, the village chief was so frustrated with this farmer that he decided to teach him a lesson. He called the farmer to his house and said, "Listen, you are the laziest person in our village. While everyone else works hard, you do nothing but sleep and rest. This is not acceptable." The farmer listened quietly and simply nodded his head without arguing. The village chief continued, "If you don't start working harder, I will have to ask you to leave our village because you are setting a bad example for our children." Hearing this, the farmer calmly replied, "Sir, I understand your concern, but can you give me one full season to prove myself?" The village chief was surprised by this request, but agreed. "Fine, I will give you until harvest time. If your crops are not as good as the other farmers, you must leave the village." The farmer thanked him and walked away. All the villagers were watching this conversation, and they started laughing among themselves, saying, "This lazy farmer thinks he can compete with us in just one season. He will definitely fail and have to leave the village." But something strange happened that season. While other farmers continued their routine of working from dawn to dusk, the so-called lazy farmer seemed to work even less than before. He would visit his field for only 2 hours in the early morning and then spend the rest of the day relaxing under his favorite tree. The villagers thought he had completely given up and was just waiting for his time to be over. When harvest season arrived, everyone was curious to see how badly the lazy farmer had failed. They all gathered at his field, expecting to see withered crops and poor yield. But what they saw shocked them beyond belief. The lazy farmer's field was not only full of healthy crops, but his yield was almost double that of any other farmer in the village. Everyone was stunned and couldn't understand how this was possible. The village chief was amazed and asked the farmer, "How did you achieve this incredible harvest when you worked less than anyone else?" The farmer smiled and said, "Sir, while everyone was working hard under the hot sun, I realized that plants grow better with the right care at the right time. Instead of working all day, I studied when exactly my crops needed water, when they needed protection from pests, and when they needed nutrients. I worked smart, not just hard. During those 2 hours every morning, I would give my plants exactly what they needed at the perfect time, while others were watering their plants in the afternoon heat, which actually harmed them. I watered mine in the cool morning when they could absorb it better, while others were using the same old methods their grandfathers used. I learned new techniques that made my work more effective." The villagers realized that what they thought was laziness was actually wisdom. The farmer had used his time to learn and think instead of just following the crowd. The village chief felt ashamed for judging the farmer without understanding his methods and publicly apologized to him. From that day forward, the villagers stopped calling him lazy. Instead, they started coming to him for advice about farming, and many of them adopted his smart working methods. Their crops also improved, and the whole village became more prosperous. The farmer became one of the most respected people in the village. And whenever someone would judge others for being different, he would smile and share his story. Friends, you may have noticed that while other farmers were constantly showing off how hard they worked, making sure everyone saw them sweating in the fields, the wise farmer never felt the need to prove anything to anyone. He quietly did what was right and let his results speak for themselves. This is the real lesson. Don't show off your efforts, show off your results. Those who truly understand success know that it's not about impressing others with how busy you look. It's about achieving what matters most. When you don't show off and instead focus on doing things the right way, people might judge you at first, but your success will eventually silence all the critics. The world is full of people who work hard just to be seen working, but the truly successful ones work smart. in silence. So, if this story inspired you to stop showing off and start focusing on real results, please share it with others. I'll see you next time with another story that will change how you see the world.